Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shayla. I'm coming back at you guys with another video. I would like to share my testimony of how I got my rainbow baby. How I got my rainbow baby back after 2 losses, if you guys didn't know. So let me give you guys a little background of how I lost my first baby, my second baby, and how I finally got my rainbow baby. Okay? So in 2018, I'm going to try to make it short, okay? In 2018 of August, it was 2018, August the 6th, I found out I was pregnant. And how I found out, I went to the hospital and they told me I was pregnant. So they was like, I didn't know what was going on because I'm like, okay, I'm missing my cycle. What is going on? So the nurse come in. She was like, yeah, we got your results back. You're pregnant. I'm like, stop lying. I'm not pregnant. What you talking about? At that time, I was 22. I'm like, what you talking about? I'm not pregnant. I said, you better check them results again. She started laughing. She like, I'm for real. You're pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not. And she showed me. And I panicked because it was my first pregnancy. I didn't know what the heck to do. So I told my first child's father, like, I'm pregnant. And he denied it. He was like, that's not my baby. I'm like, whatever. So, things was going well with my pregnancy. And it was this one day, my mom, may she rest in peace because I miss her. My mom's like, hey, Shayla, let's get you to the hospital because I don't want you having a dry birth. So we get to the hospital. Now, I was 37 weeks and 5 days. We get to the hospital. They looking for my baby's heartbeat. They looking around. And I kind of knew something was wrong because it took them so long. And they went to go get another nurse. I'm like, why is they getting another nurse? But then, I kind of figured something was wrong. So they got the other nurse to see if they could find, my baby's heartbeat. And so they let me know, I'm sorry, unfortunately, your baby, passed away. We couldn't find no heartbeat. And I'll never forget, I cried, I threw up. It hurt me so bad. I cried and I threw up. And so I had to have her. I had her March 15th, 2019 at 4:36 p.m. It's when I had her. She didn't cry or nothing. And I asked her, I'm like, why did you leave me, baby? Why you leave me here? And she smiled. That was with my first child. Fast forward 2023. I had met this guy, me and him still get together. I had met this guy and we was working together. That's how me and him met. And then we started talking. Okay. We started talking. So yes. So 2023 of, what was it? Yes. So 2023 of September 20th. So on September 20th, a day before my father's birthday, I found out I was pregnant with my second child. Okay? I found out I was pregnant with her. And then I told him about it. The guy I'm with now, my significant other. I told him about it. And I was all excited, happy about it. I took a pregnancy test. I had got it from Dollar Tree. So that's how I was able to find out I was pregnant with my second child. I go to my 6-week appointment. Then I go to my 10-week appointment. And when I went to my appointment, they let me know, it was abnormal ultrasound. Like her her neck, like the back of her neck had fluids. And so I was worried. They said it could be some form of Down syndrome or whatever. And I didn't know what to do because I'm like, Lord, why? What did I do to deserve this? Because it's so many women and men, they don't even want their kids. They treat their kids bad. They treat their kids like their kids is a nobody. So I'm saying to myself, I don't know why I did wrong to even deserve this. So, they was telling me, something wrong. And I cried during my whole pregnancy. And so a couple months go by. I was working at Amazon. My last day was April 27 is when I went on maternity leave. It was April 27, 2024. It was my maternity leave. So the next day, well, it was like the same day. Like, I had cramps. It wasn't bad. It didn't get bad till the next day until April 28th, 2024. So I took my animals to go get a pup cup. I had McDonald's and everything. And after I ate McDonald's, like a couple hours later, the pain started getting sharper. And I called 911. They rushed me to the hospital. I called them, so they rushed me to the hospital. This happened on April 28th, 2024. It was like around 12 or 11, I want to say. I got rushed to the hospital, and I had her. My water broke with her. By the time I got to the hospital, I already had her. I think I had her like around 2 or 1, something like that. And so when she came out, she wasn't crying or nothing like that. They had to do CPR on her. And they told me your baby arms and limbs are short. So we gotta take her to another hospital. We have to take her on the helicopter because it's an emergency. So they took my baby on the helicopter. They flew her to a bigger city. I'm not going to say what city it is, but they flew her to a bigger city. And so they flew her out on the helicopter. And when I got there, she was on life support. My baby was in the NICU for 12 days. She was born April 28th, 2024, and she died May 10th, 2024. She passed away. How she passed away? She had a rare form of skeletal dysplasia. The Forna, whatever the name is, the Forna dysplasia. It's when your lungs, not your lungs, but your limbs are short and you're not able to breathe on your own. So they did some test results and they told me, I'm sorry, your baby not going to be able to make it. And I was trying to have faith, me and my significant other. So she ended up passing away. I was angry. I told God, don't keep, giving me a baby if you're going to keep taking my kids away with you, because that's unfair. And when I got pregnant with her, I was 27 and I had her at 27. So not even 2 years, I want to say like a year later. So 2025 come up. A year later, I found out I was pregnant at the age of 29. I'm 29 now. I'll be 30. I found out I was pregnant last year, 2025. So this time when I found I was pregnant, it was a day after my significant other's birthday. And this time I found I was pregnant in July. And so it was a lot of stuff going through my mind. I didn't know what to do. When I first found I was pregnant, I found out when I took a pregnancy test. I had got one of pregnancy tests from Dollar Tree. And I just couldn't believe I was pregnant again. I'm just like, wow. I just lost a daughter and I'm pregnant again. So they monitored me, you know, everything went well, everything going good. So, you remember I told you guys about my first baby, right? Remember the first baby I was telling you guys about? That I had her on March 15th, 2019, and she was born at 4:36 p.m. Well, with my third baby, she's sitting on my lap because I'm not going to show her. Like, I'm so grateful for her. So I had my third baby March 16th, 2026. And guess when she was born? What time she was born? She was born at 4:36 p.m. She was born at 4:36 p.m. like her big sister. Her big sister was born March 15th and born at 4:36 p.m. She was born at 4:36 p.m. March 16th, 2026. Now, her last sister, the second one, she was born in April, but they look so much alike. So, yeah, you know, I'm happy about it, you know, and it's just a blessing. It really is. Because I was just think up here like, man, what if I had all three of my babies together? But I understand the creator do stuff for a reason. Maybe the creator feel like, well, oh, you know, it wasn't your time. But then I told him, like, you know, if you're going to take my babies away, don't keep blessing me with a baby. Don't, like, why? Don't keep doing that. You know, and so the creator got a good sense of humor. I'm just like, if you're going to take my baby away, don't bless me with no kids. How about that? And so a year later, he like, oh, yeah, you saying don't bless with kids? I'm going to bless you with one anyways. After I told you don't bless me with a baby, you're going to still bless me one anyways. You're going to still bless me with one anyways after you take my baby away. I'm like, I don't appreciate that. But yes, I finally got my rainbow baby. Yes, and she's a blessing, and I'm just grateful. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys enjoy my video, you can like it. And you guys have a great day. Stay blessed. Bye.